A shocking twist. The pageant world as the former Miss Teen Universe Bahamas claims she was abandoned in Africa. First tonight, the Queen claims she was left to fend for herself after competing in the international pageant. Also, we'll tell you the recent study by the Inter-American Development Bank highlighting the significant economic impact of homicides in the Bahamas, estimating a cost of approximately $100 million in 2022. We'll explore the broader financial burden of crime on the nation coming up. Plus, Bahamian officials closely monitor escalating violence in Haiti after gunfire forced a Spirit Airlines flight to divert to the Dominican Republic. U.S. and Bahamian carriers suspend flights amid rising gang violence and political instability. Then in our news at 7:30, the police force under fire as officers recently arrested for sex crimes. The deputy commissioner goes on record defending the agency's integrity. Our news live at 7 starts right now. Welcome to our news live at 7. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Candino Knowles. Now, drama unfolding in the pageant community after a local teen, stripped of her title, claims she was left stranded in Africa after competing in Miss Teen Universe. Our news first broke the story on Facebook and our other digital platforms Tuesday morning, which led to public outrage over the situation. The former Miss Teen Universe Bahamas, Cameronique Evans, telling our news she was abandoned without any support, claiming the emotional ordeal was only made worse by pageant officials. Delvardo Emmanuel speaks with her and her family about their journey back home in less than 5 minutes. But first, a new report has exposed the staggering toll of violent crime, costing the Bahamas $100 million in 2022 alone. The IDB cost analysis comes as the nation's homicide count has surpassed 100 with just a little over a month left in the year. Bethany McDermott gets us started with a look at the impact.
The Inter-American Development Bank study revealed that in 2022, homicides cost the Bahamas 0.8% of its gross domestic product, ranking us 4th in the region. The study, titled The Cost of Crime and Violence, Expansion and Update of Estimates for Latin America and the Caribbean, are based on data from 2022. The Bahamas National Statistical Institute reported real GDP was at $12.8 billion in 2022. That means homicides that year cost the public purse $100 million. The report reveals that only Jamaica, Trinidad and Tobago, and Honduras recorded higher figures than the Bahamas. The report reads, the cost of homicides in Latin America and the Caribbean for 2022, estimated at 0.4% of GDP, is more than twice the cost recorded in other regions of the world. The report also says that social and economic development in Latin America and the Caribbean is heavily burdened by crime and violence. It adds crime and violence in Latin America and the Caribbean limits development, significantly affecting people's lives, economic opportunities, and government action. For the year, the Bahamas has recorded 104 homicides. In 2023, 110 homicides were recorded, a drop from 2022, which saw 128 homicides. Reporting for our news, I'm Bethany McDermott.
Thanks, Bethany. A 50-year-old man is being held without bail after he was arraigned for the murder of his nephew during an argument. Prosecutors allege Alfred McKinney shot and killed 28-year-old Christian McKinney during a dispute on November 6th. The incident happened in the family's yard on Finlayson Street. McKinney wasn't asked to enter a plea to the charge when he appeared before Chief Magistrate Roberta Reckley. He's set to return to court on April 16th next year to be indicted. Bahamian officials continuing to closely monitor the situation in Haiti after a Spirit Airlines flight headed to Port-au-Prince struck by gunfire on Monday. That flight forced to land in the neighboring Dominican Republic. It's the latest act of gang violence that has plagued the country amid political unrest. This latest incident comes as a new Haitian Prime Minister took office yesterday, promising to stem the spiraling violence. The airport in Port-au-Prince now closed. U.S. authorities grounding all flights to Haiti for 30 days. Our nation's flag carrier, Bahamas Air, also suspended flights into Cape Haitian until further notice. Foreign Affairs Minister Fred Mitchell says, unfortunately, this new act of violence comes as no surprise.
Bahamas Air has taken, I imagine, the normal precautions that any airline would take in the circumstances of what transpired in Haiti over the last few days. The fact is that there is a political crisis. Once again, this is not unusual for Haiti. And in the face of a political crisis, one must act prudently to protect life and limb.
Just last month, the Bahamas deployed 6 Defense Force officers to the island, joining a multinational security support mission. And now there are concerns about their safety given the surge in violence.
As for the situation on the ground with our diplomats and Defense Force officers, that is a matter which we stand to be advised on. Remember, they have in place an order which says that anytime they feel unsafe, they can leave. They don't have to need our permission to do so. Having said that, you know that the Bahamas government has a presence in Haiti for reasons which help our country. We have, for example, hundreds of migrants, if not thousands of migrants, coming to this country unlawfully. They have to be returned to Haiti, and there has to be someone that you speak to make sure that that's organized on that end.
And now to Miss Teen Universe Bahamas 2024, who has been stripped of her title. Her dethroning prompting a war of words between former teen queen Cameronique Evans and pageant organizers. The story went viral on social media after the organization claimed she was stripped of her crown because of an alleged breach of contract. It's a claim Evans tells our Delvado Emmanuel is unfounded.
My experience was really good with the Queens and working alongside the international organization, but in terms of working with my directors, it was emotionally draining and demoralizing. It was very distasteful.
For Cameronique Evans, this journey to Miss Teen Universe pageant was supposed to be a celebration of her hard work and a dream to represent the Bahamas on the world stage. But now she's describing a very different reality. The 18-year-old says the ordeal began after she failed to make the top 20 in the pageant. She alleges shortly after she was publicly handed her termination letter, she was stripped of her title as Miss Teen Bahamas Universe.
When I actually received the letter, it was given to me directly after coming off stage. It was in the changing room. After taking pictures, my director waited outside the door, and then she passed me an envelope and she said, "This is for you," and she literally dashed, and I hadn't seen her since.
After that moment, Cameronique says she felt abandoned.
After receiving the letter, I had to go under the care of the mom of Miss Teen Universe Trinidad and Tobago, and she took very good care of me.
Her mother, Marissa Tellis, was overcome with emotion as she addressed the situation.
2 o'clock in the morning, that another mother is reaching out to me via text and calling me, another country, that they see my daughter in despair at the airport crying and struggling with her bags. And she said she do not want to leave her because she is a mother as well. Is it okay that she takes my daughter into her care? Because there is no directors around, no chaperone around, nobody. That is very hurtful.
But what led to the fallout? Franchise owner of the Bahamas International Pageant Organization, Tia Thompson, told me the decision to release her was not made lightly, but was due to the behavior that could no longer be overlooked. After the allegation garnered public attention, the International Pageant Organization released a statement on their Facebook page refuting the claims she was abandoned. This letter was also posted on their social media pages, stating it was from the international organization, Miss Teen Universe. And that release stated, "We have gone great lengths to ensure all contestants were accompanied by a chaperone. While in our care, we can confirm that the Bahamas delegate was transported from our care to her family." Reporting for Our News, I'm Delvado Emmanuel.
All right, thanks a lot for that, Delvado. And as mentioned in that report, Delvado also spoke with the franchise owner of Bahamas International Pageant Organization. She tells her side of the story coming up in Our News at 7:30. You certainly won't want to miss it. Also, we want to remind you about how Our News and Easy Car Sales is trying to put you in a brand new all-electric BYD 2024 SUV. Just visit ournews.bs, click the Ride Easy with Our News banner. You'll answer the latest question correctly and you're entered to win. So good luck. But before you head over to our website, it's time now for your first look at temperatures. Meteorologist Greg Thompson is standing by in the Weather Center. Greg?
What's that question again?
I can't say. Neither you or me can participate in this draw. So hey, all we can do is
congratulations.
Send the folks and wish them all the best of luck.
Congratulations to whoever wins the car. I need a ride. Okay. 80 degrees, very breezy on the outside right now with a few clouds. Your winds are out of the northeast at 18 miles per hour. That's a building high pressure coming across us right now. But the feels like temperature is very comfortable, 78 degrees on the outside. Temperatures around the islands right now, it's 78. Freeport, Marsh Harbor, Abaco. We pick up 80s in Allenstown, Bimini, Nicholstown, Andros here in the capital and in Governor's Harbor. Great Harbor Key, 79. Central Bahamas, 81 in Kemps Bay, Georgetown, and Coburn Towns in Salvador. Arthurstown, Cat Island, 80, Deadman's Key, 82, and into the southeast Bahamas, 83 in Duncantown, Ragged Island. We pick up 81 in Colonel Hill, Cricket Island, Delectable Bay. We have some showers nearby with a temperature of 82. Also, Abrams Bay, 82, and Matthewtown in Agua. Our good neighbors to the southeast, Turks and Caicos Islands, your temperature right now is at 81. Satellite radar composite. We have a weak boundary or surface trough that pushed into the northwest Bahamas. That surface trough is now moving into the central Bahamas. Not much weather associated with the boundary itself. Just a couple of spotty showers, but we have a very strong high pressure that's building in across the area. That's going to generate some hazardous boating and beaching conditions over the next 24 to 48 hours. So we're asking you boaters and you beachgoers not to get in the water. We have a gale watch in effect for most of the northwest and central Bahamas, and that will continue through tomorrow. So it's going to be very, very rough on the waters tomorrow. And once again, not advising you to get into the waters during that time frame. That's your first look at weather. Stick with us. A look at your extended forecast is still to come.
Coming up in sports, the top teams in the region are headed back to our shores for the CONCACAF Beach Soccer Championships.
Hey, Greg Thompson here, and thank you for watching. Be sure to hit that follow button. And if you want to see more content like this, follow all of our news social media pages. And hey, don't forget to turn on your notifications so you never miss out on the top stories from the team you already trust.
Base Officer Barry. Transfer of inmate 37, TJ Davis, is to be handled cautiously and expeditiously. Inmate and those affiliated with him are not to be trusted. At first sign of any suspicious behavior, contact backup immediately. Do you copy, Officer Barry? Officer Barry, do you copy? Inspect. I'm not reaching him.
I want APBs, patrol cars, wanted posters, whatever it takes, and tell the public we got $10,000 for whoever could turn them into us.
Put the word out on the street. I got $20,000 right now for any man who could bring them to me. Go clean this up.
Right, Jeff? Let's head out.
When money's sick, but the mind coming. When money's sick, but the mind coming.
Hey, it's your boy Charlie Bahama, and a lot of people out there say they don't understand me. So I have Adelso here who's going to interpret everything I say. So you're going to watch Charlie Bahama from Cuba this week.
Van a ver el programa del show de Bahama, de Charlie Bahama desde Cuba.
And we're going to be going to Peñales, we're going to be going to Trinidad, we're going to be going all throughout Havana.
So van a verlo, fuimos a Viñales, a Trinidad y todo en La Habana.
On Cable Bahamas. Charlie Bahama Show.
Long Island is the best kept secret.
Join us as we count down the Rev Up Top 7.
Bulk up your business and communication with parents, students, and staff in seconds with a live business bulk SMS messaging.
Welcome to Our Sports at 7, presented by 10th Year Seniors. I'm Ronaldo Dorset. That's John Mark Nutt. Let's do show. The Bahamas will once again become the beach soccer hub of the CONCACAF region next spring. For the fourth time, the Malcolm Park Beach Soccer Facility will host the CONCACAF Beach Soccer Championships March 11 to 16, 2025. 8 teams in the region will compete for the title and 2 available slots in the FIFA Beach Soccer World Cup Seychelles 2025. The group stage draw is scheduled for November 26.
Several Bahamians had impressive showings on the bodybuilding stage held at the Atlantis Resort. 9 divisions and pro cards were up for grabs at the NPC Worldwide Caribbean Grand Prix Bahamas Pro Qualifier.
The season continued for Bahamian basketball players abroad in their various leagues throughout Europe. In Spain's FEB Primera, Travis Munnings and Fuenlabrada Madrid extended their win streak to 5 games with a 91-64 win over Zamora. Munnings finished with 6 points, 6 boards, and 5 assists. Staying in Spain in the FEB Segunda, Franco Miller and Garvin Clark continued their successful rookie campaigns. Miller finished with 17 points, 6 rebounds, and 6 assists in an 88-74 win over San Filuen. Clark had his best offensive game for Gadella in their 81-63 loss to Palma BM. He finished with 17 points, 5 steals, and shot 4 for 6 from three-point range. In the French Pro B League, Dominic Bridgewater's Champagne Chalons club nearly pulled off the upset against top-ranked Blois. He scored 8 points, but Champagne came up just short, 90-89. Another first-year pro playing at a high level, Sammy Hunter in Kosovo. He finished with 12 points to lead Trepka to a 69-66 win over Yili as they tied for the league lead in the standings at 7-2. Hunter is averaging 12.4 points and 5 rebounds per game. That'll do it for our sports. Stay tuned to Our News at 7:30 for details on these stories and more.
When our news comes back from the break, we turn our spotlight to stories making headlines across the world as U.S. President-elect Donald Trump makes picks for key positions. Plus, the Archbishop of Canterbury has resigned after an investigation revealed he failed to report serial abuse by a church volunteer. And Haiti's international airport shut down on Monday after gangs opened fire on a Spirit Airlines flight from Fort Lauderdale. The full story when our news returns.
Base Officer Barry. Base Officer Barry. Base Officer Barry. Transfer of inmate 37 TJ Davis is to be handled cautiously and expeditiously. Inmate and those affiliated with him are not to be trusted. At first sign of any suspicious behavior, contact backup immediately. Do you copy, Officer Barry? Officer Barry, do you copy? Inspect. I'm not reaching him.
I want APBs, patrol cars, wanted posters, whatever it takes, and tell the public we got $10,000 for whoever could turn them into us.
Put the word out on the street. I got $20,000 right now for any man who could bring them to me. Go clean this up.
Right, Jeff? Let's head out.
When money's sick, but the mind coming. When money's sick, but the mind coming.
Hey, it's your boy Charlie Bahama, and a lot of people out there say they don't understand me. So I have Adelso here who's going to interpret everything I say. So you're going to watch Charlie Bahama from Cuba this week.
Van a ver el programa del show de Bahama, de Charlie Bahama desde Cuba.
And we're going to be going to Peñales, we're going to be going to Trinidad, we're going to be going all throughout Havana.
So van a verlo, fuimos a Viñales, a Trinidad y todo en La Habana.
On Cable Bahamas. Charlie Bahama Show.
Long Island is the best kept secret.
Join us as we count down the Rev Up Top 7.
My name is Trevor Williams. I've been a Live Fiber customer since March 2024. The installation process was seamless, effortless, and extremely fast. The gentlemen that came to the installation were very helpful, reliable, very knowledgeable, and the time allocated to do the installation was shorter than the time specified. Yeah, the previous provider I had, I noticed that the internet speed actually had intermittent services, so I was very grateful that the live fiber was available in my area.
This is Our News. Welcome back. We turn our attention now to stories making headlines across the world. U.S. President-elect Donald Trump moving quickly to shape his new administration, selecting loyal allies from his 2024 campaign. According to sources, among his choices, Senator Marco Rubio, slated for Secretary of State, positioning him as the first Latino in the role, focused on restrained foreign policy amid global tensions. Trump's chief of staff will be Susie Wills, known for managing his disciplined campaign. National Security Advisor pick Mike Waltz will reportedly address rising threats from Russia, North Korea, and Iran. Trump also reportedly chose Tom Homan as border czar, planning large-scale deportations, and Elise Stefanik as UN ambassador. Meanwhile, U.S. President Joe Biden has plans to meet with President-elect Trump at the White House on Wednesday, following Trump's victory over Vice President Kamala Harris in the November 5th election. Biden reportedly extended the invitation to ensure a smooth transition of power, with Trump set to assume office on January 20th. The meeting marks a return to tradition, as Trump did not host Biden after the 2020 election.
Mr. President! Mr. President! What will you say to Trump? Talk to Trump about on Wednesday. Mr. President, is Trump still a threat to democracy?
I'm going to see him on Wednesday.
What are you going to tell him about?
What's going to say to him?
What are you going to tell to Trump?
Archbishop of Canterbury, Justin Welby, has resigned after an investigation revealed he failed to report serial abuse by volunteer John Smith when he first learned of it in 2013. Smith, who abused dozens of young men at Christian camps in the UK and Africa, was reportedly protected for decades by church leaders. Pressure mounted on Welby after the reports released Thursday, with victims calling for accountability and church leaders, including the Bishop of Newcastle, deeming his position untenable. Welby acknowledged his responsibility and said his resignation serves the church's best interest. Haiti's international airport was shut down on Monday after gangs opened fire on a Spirit Airlines flight from Fort Lauderdale. The incident comes as Haiti's new interim prime minister promised to restore peace amid escalating gang violence and political turmoil. Sire Kajazani reports how the plane was diverted as several airlines have suspended flights to Haiti.
A Spirit airline flight to Port-au-Prince, Haiti, was hit by gunfire on Monday. It was diverted and landed safely in the neighboring Dominican Republic. The airline said the plane was damaged and taken out of service upon landing. Photographs showed it punctured with bullet holes. No passengers were injured, but there are reports that an attendant was grazed by a bullet. Spirit said the passengers on Monday's flight will be taken back to Fort Lauderdale on another plane. It will also suspend all flights to Port-au-Prince. The U.S. Embassy said all flights in and out of the city's airport are now stopped due to gang-led efforts to block travel, including violence and disruptions to roads and airports. Airlines including JetBlue say they will cancel all services there running through Thursday and will watch to see if more cancellations are needed. Armed gangs in Haiti's capital have shot at planes recently as security worsens. Last month, a UN helicopter was hit by gunfire over Port-au-Prince.
Still to come in our news, today in history, find out interesting facts about the day that was November 12th. Then in our news at 7:30, have you spotted the new mural on the Sherwin-Williams building along Tonic-Williams-Darling Highway? We'll tell you the cultural ambassador behind the vibrant artwork to honor Bahamian WNBA MVP Jonquel Jones. But first, the deputy commissioner responds as recent arrests place the spotlight on the police force, why he says it's unfair to judge the entire force by the actions of a few. When our news returns.
Base Officer Barry, transfer of inmate 37 TJ Davis is to be handled cautiously and expeditiously. Inmate and those affiliated with him are not to be trusted. At first sign of any suspicious behavior, contact backup immediately. Do you copy, Officer Barry? Officer Barry, do you copy? Inspect. I'm not reaching him.
I want APBs, patrol cars, wanted posters, whatever it takes, and tell the public we got $10,000 for whoever could turn them into us.
Put the word out on the street. I got $20,000 right now for any man who could bring them to me. Go clean this up.
Right, Jeff? Let's head out.
When money's sick, but the mind coming. When money's sick, but the mind coming.
Hey, it's your boy Charlie Bahama, and a lot of people out there say they don't understand me. So I have Adelso here who's going to interpret everything I say. So you're going to watch Charlie Bahama from Cuba this week.
Van a ver el programa del show de Bahama, de Charlie Bahama desde Cuba.
And we're going to be going to Peñales, we're going to be going to Trinidad, we're going to be going all throughout Havana.
So van a verlo, fuimos a Viñales, a Trinidad y todo en La Habana.
On Cable Bahamas. Charlie Bahama Show.
Long Island is the best kept secret.
Join us as we count down the Rev Up Top 7.
Base Officer Barry, Base Officer Barry. Transfer of inmate 37, TJ Davis, is to be handled cautiously and expeditiously. Inmate and those affiliated with him are not to be trusted. At first sign of any suspicious behavior, contact backup immediately. Do you copy, Officer Barry? Officer Barry, do you copy? Inspect. I'm not reaching him.
I want APBs, patrol cars, wanted posters, whatever it takes, and tell the public we got $10,000 for whoever could turn them into us.
Put the word out on the street. I got $20,000 right now for any man who could bring them to me. Go clean this up.
Right, Jeff? Let's head out.
When money's sick, but the mind coming. When money's sick, but the mind coming.
Hey, it's your boy Charlie.
On this day in Bahamian history, in 1852, John Halkett, who served as governor of the Bahamas from 1801 to 1804, passed away in Brighton, England. In 1874, Bahamian-born entertainer Bert Williams was born in Nassau. Known as one of the biggest stars in the vaudeville era, he became the first black actor to lead on Broadway, breaking racial barriers in American entertainment. He remained a significant influence in comedy and film until his death in 1922. Then, on November 12, 1961, a tragic crime unfolded aboard the sea vessel Bluebell. Captain Julian Harvey murdered his wife and 4 members of the Duperrault family who had chartered the boat for a vacation to the Bahamas. Only 11-year-old Terry Jo Duperrault survived and was later found drifting at sea. In 2020, amid COVID-19 emergency orders, tensions flared in Parliament as then Attorney General Carl Bethel and then Senator Fred Mitchell clashed over the enforcement of pandemic restrictions, sparking debate on accountability and fairness. This after the AG's son stood in a wedding that seemed to contravene the rules.
What has happened now is whether you complied with the law. Because the person who violated the law happens to be his relative, and that's why he's making all of this noise.
And finally, in 2022, just days after filing for bankruptcy, FTX was flagged for moving millions in assets suspiciously, with $1 billion in customer funds reportedly missing.
There was way too much leverage applied to this industry, to an asset that absolutely cannot be leveraged safely ever.
The Securities Commission of the Bahamas has frozen local assets of FTX, a statement this week confirming it also suspended the registration and applied to the Supreme Court for a provisional liquidator. The commission saying it is working with the provisional liquidator to obtain the best possible outcome.
FTX founder Sam Bankman-Fried was later arrested and extradited to the United States to face charges of fraud. Following a high-profile trial, Bankman-Fried was sentenced in 2024 to 25 years in prison for fraud and conspiracy.
To watch that historical recap again and for all of today's top stories, you can visit ournews.bs. It's going to do it for us in News at 7. Joining us now, Marlena Leonard with the latest headlines. Marlena?
Thanks, Ken.
And remember, for you guys at home, Our News and Easy Car Sales want to start your new year in style. This Boxing Day, you could drive away in a brand new all-electric BYD 2024 SUV. Just visit ournews.bs, click the Ride Easy with Our News banner, answer the latest question correctly, and you're entered to win. Good luck. Now, before you head over to our website, here are your latest headlines. First tonight in Our News Live at 7:30, the Deputy Commissioner of Police weighs in on a slew of recent arrests of police officers, what he has to say on whether the incidents will impact public confidence in the force. And suspended until further notice. Bahamas Air stops flights into Haiti after a Spirit Airlines flight headed into Port-au-Prince struck by gunfire. Why the acting Prime Minister says safety is key. Plus, speaking out, the franchise holder of the Bahamas International Pageants organization defending the shocking dethroning of Miss Teen Bahamas Universe, Cameronique Evans. Hear what she has to say about the alleged abandonment in Africa. And later, the rattle herd round the country. A highly venomous rattlesnake spotted in Eleuthera, still on the loose. Experts warning the public of the dangers and what to do if you come across the dangerous diamondback snake. All that and more when Our News Live at 7:30 returns.
Candino Notes here, and thank you so much for watching. Be sure and hit that follow button if you want to see more stories like this. Be sure and follow all of the Our News social media pages. And hey, don't forget, turn on your notifications so you never miss out on top stories from the team you already trust.
This holiday season, Our News and Easy Car Sales want to put you in a brand new electric ride.
Each week, tune into Our News at 7 and 7:30 for clues to questions about easy car sales, electric vehicles, and Generation E. Head over to our website, ournews.bs, for your chance to answer weekly trivia and enter to win.
It's simple. Answer correctly and you're automatically entered for your chance to win a brand new electric vehicle.
This holiday season, the Ministry of Energy and Transport is bringing light back to Bahamian homes. Through our partnership with Bahamas Power and Light, we're offering the Merry and Bright Holiday Reconnection Program, so you can pay as little as 10% of your outstanding balance and get reconnected. Just in time for the holidays. Pay a little, light up a lot. The Ministry of Energy and Transport is committed to making sure no family is left in the dark this season.
I'm Michaela Kerr. I'm an 18-year-old freshman at the University of the Bahamas, and I'm a computer science major. I'm also the NT Corporation's Youth Ambassador for the Environment, and I'm an environmentalist. My journey as an environmental advocate began with a simple yet profound realization that our environment is degrading right in front of my eyes. And being NT's Youth Ambassador for the Environment means that my words and my actions hold the power to help change the environment and the world around me. I find it exciting that I can be a student.
Welcome to Our News, and thanks for joining us. I'm Marlena Leonard, in for Italia Hall. Tonight, the pageant scandal making waves continues to deepen. The franchise holder of the Bahamas International Pageants organization, Tia Thompson, speaking out, defending the shocking dethroning of Miss Teen Bahamas Universe, Cameronique Evans. Delvardo Emmanuel has the exclusive details on Thompson's side of the story in about 5 minutes. But for now, the recent arrest of police officers for rape has placed the Royal Bahamas Police Force under a microscope. But how does the leadership feel? Deputy Commissioner Lehman Delavote says it's unfair to blanket the entire police force because of a few bad apples. He spoke with our Berthany McDermott.
There are some bad apples wherever you go, in all the forces, everywhere in the school, the church, everywhere, there are bad apples. When they are found, you weed them out and you move on.
That's the clear and candid response from Deputy Commissioner of Police Lehman Delavote amid mounting concerns against the Royal Bahamas Police Force as the number of police officers being charged grows. Just last week, a senior-ranking police officer was charged with rape and remanded to the Bahamas Department of Corrections. He has since been granted $9,900 bail. Back in May, an assistant superintendent and an inspector were charged with stealing $90,000 from a businessman in March. The deputy commissioner doesn't believe the incidents will impact public confidence in the force.
These are mere allegations, and I caution everyone not to cast aspersion on the entire Royal Bahamas Police Force.
While he says one matter is too much, he stresses the police force quickly addresses issues with officers who break the very laws they are meant to maintain.
Bahamian people should still have faith in the police, understanding that we are prepared and we have proven over and over and repeatedly that we are able to deal with our very own.
The concern of police probing officers became a point of concern after officer in charge of the Criminal Investigations Department, Michael Johnson, was placed on garden leave amid allegations following the release of voice notes that were widely circulated on social media. While the investigation into the matter continues, Delvaux assures all matters are properly probed. In instances of unethical behavior, the Deputy Commissioner says officers are placed before the police tribunal. With the multiple open cases before the courts, we asked them how will the senior brass weed out the bad apples.
We cannot do anything to weed them out per se if we suspect anything, but once a matter is brought before our attention, we deal with it on a case-by-case basis. It's very unfair to blanket the police force as having a bunch of bad apples when there are one or two.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Berthany McDermott.
A man accused of attempting to rob a laundromat has been denied bail. Justice Neil Brathwaite refused bail to 27-year-old Jamal Taylor to preserve public safety and order. Taylor is accused of the attempted armed robbery of Superwash on Carmichael Road on March 3, 2023. Police said a worker foiled the robbery attempt by locking herself inside the office when robbers entered the business. And we continue to keep an eye on Haiti as Bahamas air flights into that country have been suspended until further notice. This comes after a Spirit Airlines flight headed to Port-au-Prince, Haiti was struck by gunfire Monday. That flight was forced to land in the neighboring Dominican Republic. It's the latest act of gang violence that has plagued the country amid political unrest. Haiti's main international airport in Port-au-Prince now closed, and U.S. authorities have grounded all flights to Haiti for 30 days. Acting Prime Minister and Minister of Tourism, Investments and Aviation, Chester Cooper, says Bahamas Air's decision was the right one.
The safety of Bahamas Air and the passengers come first. And every day, every week, we make the assessment as to whether we continue service. From time to time, we have paused the service until the environment stabilizes. We generally fly into Cape Haitian, which is on the north and generally more secure than in Port-au-Prince, and therefore we don't take the security of Bahamas Air and its passengers lightly.
It's the latest act of gang violence that's plagued the country this year over political unrest. This incident coming as a new Haitian Prime Minister took office yesterday, promising to stem the spiraling violence. With Haiti as a neighboring country, Cooper says our nation will continue to do its part to help stop the violence.
Security Council of the Bahamas is working on an ongoing basis with our CARICOM counterparts. We have special envoys to Haiti, including former Prime Minister Christie, who works closely with former Prime Minister Golding of Jamaica. And we are in active dialogue with our armed forces, with our embassy on the ground in Haiti that provides intelligence support for the entire CARICOM region.
The franchise holder of the Bahamas International Pageants organization, Tia Thompson, broke her silence today after a social media firestorm erupted following the dethroning of Miss Teen Bahamas Universe, Cameronique Evans. Our Delvardo Emmanuel spoke with Thompson today and has her side of the story.
Myself nor my organization left her at the airport or anywhere in South Africa.
That's franchise owner of the Bahamas International Pageants organization, Tia Thompson, explaining alleged issues with the former title holder. She says they began months prior and claims multiple meetings were held with Cameronique Evans and her family to address behavioral concerns and lack of adherence to pageant rules that led to the 18-year-old being stripped of her crown.
We've dealt with back-talking. We've dealt with ignoring of messages, poor communication skills. It has been rough. And we've had 3 meetings, and the last one was 1 week before we traveled to South Africa, and we confirmed that she would be dethroned.
The controversy took an international twist when the former Miss Teen Bahamas claimed she was left stranded in South Africa. It's a claim Thompson denies. The statement was also posted on their social media page stating it was from the international organization Miss Teen Universe. And that release stated, "We have gone to great lengths to ensure all contestants were accompanied by a chaperone while in our care. We can confirm that the Bahamas delegate was transported from our care to that of a family." Thompson insists her organization followed the established protocols. In response to the allegations made by the former teen Miss Bahamas Universe, Thompson is urging the public to consider the organization track record.
For us, it was never about the money. It was never about the fame. It was never about anything like that. It was always about pouring into young girls and instilling in them what knowledge and skills we have.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Delvado Emmanuel.
Thanks, Delvardo. Well, we have a lot more to get to tonight, but first, it's time for your first look at weather. Meteorologist Greg Thompson joins us live in the Weather Center. Greg?
Yeah, thanks, Marlene. Happy Tuesday evening, everybody. We have some breezy conditions outside, a few clouds. We have a weak surface trough moving through the islands. You will see that in our satellite. But the temperature did dip 1 degree, 79 right now. Few clouds. It is breezy, northeast winds at 17 miles per hour. It feels like temperature is at 78. Satellite and radar composite showing quiet conditions across the area. We do have this little bit of a weak boundary moving into the central Bahamas. Not much weather associated with that, but high pressure building behind that is going to generate some very hazardous beaching and boating conditions. We're asking you boaters and you beachgoers not to get into the water, but we are going also to watch this down here, just to the south of Hispaniola. That's a tropical disturbance that the National Hurricane Center is watching, has a 90% chance of formation as it moves towards the west. We will continue to monitor that over the next couple of days. That's a quick check on conditions around the island. Stick with us. A look at your extended forecast is still to come.
Still to come on Our News, an eastern diamondback rattlesnake, known as one of the most dangerous venomous snakes in North America, spotted in Eleuthera. Authorities still searching for the snake. The warning from experts on what not to do if you come across it. And meet the mind behind the 30-foot mural of Jonquil Jones going up on one of the country's major highways. An exclusive chat with the artist on why he felt it was so important to highlight the Bahamian sports star. And the Rotary Club of Old Fort program dedicated to fostering youth empowerment and community development, called the Rotary Incubator. Today's Titans meet tomorrow's icons. That's coming up when Our News returns.
I'm Michaela Kerr. I'm an 18-year-old freshman at the University of the Bahamas, and I'm a computer science major. I'm also the NT Corporation's Youth Ambassador for the Environment, and I'm an environmentalist. My journey as the environmental advocate began with a simple yet profound realization that our environment is degrading right in front of my eyes. And being NT's Youth Ambassador for the Environment means that my words and my actions hold the power to help change the environment and the world around me. I find it exciting that I can be a student, live my life, and use my words and my voice to change the environment and world around me. Most times I think it's a privilege. It's our environment and it's our generation to own. I don't think as a young person that there is anything more rewarding than being a part of bringing awareness. I'm Michaela Kerr, and I'm making a difference in my own words.
I love my EV. I am Generation E.
I am Generation E. I am Generation E.
And I am Generation E.
Base Officer Barry, Base Officer.
It was the rattle heard around the nation when a video began circulating social media showing a rattlesnake allegedly in Harbor Island. The Bahamas is no stranger to snakes, but all of our native species are non-venomous. Kirkwood Forbes has 30 years of experience in pest control, saying the diamondback rattlesnake first came to his attention when a client of his showed him the video.
They showed me a video, so I said, "Is this?" Then I asked him, it's legit, because, sometimes people have videos and it doesn't necessarily, So they confirmed that it was legit. They sent me the video then to my phone. Actually, then I went on. Actually, I had a job on Harbor Island the following day, and I had asked a colleague, and he said yes. Actually, it was not far from where I was working.
Scott Johnson has been working with snakes for almost 20 years now and loves Bahamian snakes, working to educate people that of the around 12 native species to the Bahamas, none are dangerous to humans. The reptile expert went to Harbor Island soon after the sighting was reported, also speaking with the man who took the video. The rattlesnake in the video, which he identifies as an eastern diamondback rattlesnake, can be deadly, known as one of the most dangerous venomous snakes in North America. Authorities are still searching for the snake, and Johnson says it's crucial. If you see the snake, do not try to trap it yourself. Instead, call armed law enforcement to safely euthanize the animal.
For persons who like to say, let's get the cutlass and try and trap, you still have to get relatively close to the snake to chop, and the speed at which they can strike you, it will hit you before you hit it. And that's something that you don't want to do with a rattlesnake. Okay, so the best thing to do is to keep your distance, contact the authorities, and watch if the snake is moving. Watch where it is going, look at where it is going, and record where it is going. And please do not leave the area, but still keep a good distance away from the animal. This is too much of a risk to get close to it.
The Ministry of Agriculture and Marine Resources also releasing a statement on the sighting, saying in part that a joint task force is on the ground at the alleged sighting location. Officials have reached out to the Ministry of Health to source anti-venom and are also working with immigration to source work permits for expert snake catchers. Well, the Rotary Club of Old Fort recently wrapped up a program dedicated to fostering youth empowerment and community development. It's called the Rotary Incubator. Today's Titans meet tomorrow's icons. The two-week initiative was held from October 22nd to November 5th and brought together 55 junior achievement members and industry leaders. They participated in workshops and a pitch competition, and the winning team received a $500 cash prize. Rotary Clubs of the Bahamas' Assistant Governor Lionel Haven says it provided a platform for young achievers to learn, innovate, and present their ideas for a better future.
It's a wonderful idea. Any opportunity for these kids to get to hear from persons that have experienced, and then they themselves get the opportunity to speak, and then to get feedback from Rotarians is a fantastic idea.
Our News and Easy Car Sales want to start your new year in style. This Boxing Day, you could drive away in a brand new all-electric BYD 2024 SUV. Just visit ournews.bs, click the Ride Easy with Our News banner, answer the latest question correctly, and you're entered to win. And remember, tune into Our News Weekly to catch each installment featuring Generation E for clues. Good luck!
It's now time for tonight's Financial Market Minute, brought to you by RF, your local investment bank. This has been your Financial Market Minute. To explore the best performing mutual funds in the Bahamas, visit our website at www.rfgroup.com.
Still to come on Our News, Sister gets a hefty donation from a surprising source, a 10-year-old boy who founded his own initiative, Nate the Great Helping Hands.
Coming up in sports, the top teams in the region are headed back to our shores for the CONCACAF Beach Soccer Championships.
And celebrity artist Jamal Roll shares why he chose to create a 30-foot mural in celebration of Jonquel Jones' achievements after her WNBA trophies. We have the details when Our News returns.
Base Officer Barry, transfer of inmate 37, TJ Davis, is to be handled cautiously and expeditiously. Inmate and those affiliated with him are not to be trusted. At first sign of any suspicious behavior, contact backup immediately. Do you copy, Officer Barry? Officer Barry, do you copy? Inspect. I'm not reaching him.
I want APBs, patrol cars, wanted posters, whatever it takes, and tell the public we got $10,000 for whoever could turn them into us.
Put the word out on the street. I got $20,000 right now for any man who could bring them to me. Go clean this up.
When
Right, Jess? Let's head out.
When money's sick, but the mind coming. When money's sick, but the mind coming.
Hey, it's your boy Charlie Bahama, and a lot of people out there say they don't understand me. So I have Adelso here who's going to interpret everything I say. So you're going to watch Charlie Bahama from Cuba this week.
Van a ver el programa del show de Bahama, de Charlie Bahama desde Cuba.
And we're going to be going to Peñales, we're going to be going to Trinidad, we're going to be going all throughout Havana.
So van a verlo, fuimos a Viñales, a Trinidad y todo en La Habana.
On Cable Bahamas. Charlie Bahama Show.
Long Island is the best kept secret.
Join us as we count down the Rev Up Top 7.
My name is Trevor Williams. I've been a live father.
Welcome to Our Sports, presented by 10th year seniors. I'm Ronaldo Dorset. That's John Mark Nutt. Let's do show. The Bahamas will once again become the beach soccer hub of the CONCACAF region next spring. For the fourth time, the Malcolm Park Beach Soccer Facility will host the CONCACAF Beach Soccer Championships March 11 to 16, 2025. 8 teams in the region will compete for the title and 2 available slots in the FIFA Beach Soccer World Cup Seychelles 2025. The group stage draw is scheduled for November 26. Participating teams will include the Bahamas, Costa Rica, El Salvador, Guatemala, Mexico, Panama, Trinidad and Tobago, and the defending champion United States. The 2 groups of 4 teams will compete in round-robin play, and the 2 best teams in each group will advance to the knockout stage. The knockout stage features single elimination semifinals on March 15th, followed by the 3rd place match and final on March 16th. The 2 finalists will also qualify for the 2025 Beach Soccer World Cup in Seychelles. The Bahamas previously hosted the CONCACAF Beach Soccer Championships in 2013, 2017, and 2023. They had their best showing last year when they advanced to the 3rd place game, but lost 3-2 to El Salvador.
Several Bahamians had impressive showings on the bodybuilding stage held at the Atlantis Resort. 9 divisions and pro cards were up for grabs at the NPC Worldwide Caribbean Grand Prix Bahamas Pro Qualifier. Among the top local performers, Paul Wilson took 1st place in the men's open lightweight division. Stephen Robinson was 1st in the men's over 50 division. Edison Duran won the men's physique. Khalid Ross won the men's true novice physique. And Romel Kelly won the men's physique F class. Several athletes also won in multiple divisions. Terrence Kemp won the women's wellness over 40, Open D class, and True Novice divisions, while Dorcas Cox won the women's master and was 2nd in the women's figure C class. Reginald Delancey was 2nd in the men's heavyweight and in the True Novice bikini. Ashley Stirrup was 3rd, and Vernice Pyfram finished 4th. Several local pros also appeared as guest posers, including Cara Saunders, Jamel Hamilton, and Raynor Ferguson.
The season continued for Bahamian basketball players abroad in their various leagues throughout Europe. In Spain's FEB Primera, Travis Munnings and Fuenlabrada Madrid extended their win streak to 5 games with a 91-64 win over Zamora. Munnings finished with 6 points, 6 boards, and 5 assists. Fuenlabrada is 2nd in the standings at 6-1, and in his first year with the club, Munnings is averaging 8.7 points and 5 rebounds per game. Staying in Spain in the FEB Segunda, Franco Miller and Garvin Clark continued their successful rookie campaigns. Miller finished with 17 points, 6 rebounds, and 6 assists in an 88-74 win over San Filouen. Clark had his best offensive game for Gadella in their 81-63 loss to Palma BM. He finished with 17 points, 5 steals, and shot 4 for 6 from 3-point range. In the French Pro B League, Dominic Bridgewater's Champagne Chalons club nearly pulled off the upset against top-ranked Blois. He scored 8 points, but Champagne came up just short, 90-89. Another first-year pro playing at a high level, Sammy Hunter in Kosovo. He finished with 12 points to lead Trepka to a 69-66 win over Yili as they tied for the league lead in the standings at 7-2. Hunter is averaging 12.4 points and 5 rebounds per game. That'll do it for Our Sports. This is 10YS. Every time we host this, we get better and better. Last time was 4th. What we got now?
Seychelles? How do you pronounce it?
Seychelles, but close enough. Back to the studio.
Still ahead on Our News tonight, hear from the creative mind behind the mural going up on the Sherwin-Williams Paint Building, celebrating WNBA MVP winner Jonquel Jones. And Greg is back in the Weather Center with your extended weather forecast when Our News returns.
Base Officer Barry, Transfer of inmate 37, TJ Davis, is to be handled cautiously and expeditiously. Inmate and those affiliated with him are not to be trusted. At first sign of any suspicious behavior, contact backup immediately. Do you copy, Officer Barry? Officer Barry, do you copy? Inspect. I'm not reaching him.
I want APBs, patrol cars, wanted posters, whatever it takes, and tell the public we got $10,000 for whoever could turn them into us.
Put the word out on the street. I got $20,000 right now for any man who could bring them to me. Go clean this up.
Right, Jeff? Let's head out.
When money's sick, but the mind coming. When money's sick, but the mind coming.
Hey, it's your boy Charlie Bahama, and a lot of people out there say they don't understand me. So I have Adelso here who's going to interpret everything I say. So you're going to watch Charlie Bahama from Cuba this week.
Van a ver el programa del show de Bahama, de Charlie Bahama desde Cuba.
And we're going to be going to Peñales, we're going to be going to Trinidad, we're going to be going all throughout Havana.
So van a verlo, fuimos a Viñales, a Trinidad y todo en La Habana.
On Cable Bahamas. Charlie Bahama Show.
This is our news. Welcome back. We are tracking another system that we are watching across the Caribbean, just south of Hispaniola. Disorganized showers and thunderstorms at this time. The National Hurricane Center giving that a very high chance, 90% for formation over the next 7 days actually. Should be moving towards the west into the Western Caribbean, and we expect the system to make a turn towards the north. That hinges on the high pressure system that's building to the north of us. That's going to be ushering in a cold front, a very weak one, sometime by Friday into the weekend. And that high pressure is likely to stay off the United States. If that happens, system will continue to track towards the west and enter the Gulf of Mexico by the early part of next week. Likely to become a hurricane, so we will continue to monitor this over the next couple of days to see where the system goes. And the other scenario is if that high pressure backs out towards the east, that will allow the system to turn more towards the north and quicker, and that could pose some problems for Florida. That poses a problem for us over the next couple of days as the pressure gradient tightens between that low and the high pressure to the north. So boating conditions very challenging over the next couple of days. We're asking you boaters to remain in port. Very strong winds out there. Seas will be building 4 to 7 feet, but up to 9 feet in some northeast to easterly swells. Gale watches in effect for the entire chain, and southeast Bahamas, much the same, but an advisory will be posted for you guys down there. And of course, those seas will be very rough also in those northeast to easterly swells. Here's a look now at your national forecast. In the extended forecast, we have just some spotty showers moving across us. A couple of fronts coming, one tomorrow, and then we expect another one by the weekend. So those temperatures will take a big dip by the weekend. We're looking for those low 80s, and we could see some upper 60s for Saturday and Sunday. So it's going to feel like winter, and get out and enjoy. We will continue to watch that system, though, across the Southwest Caribbean. That's a look at our weather. Make it a safe night, everybody.
While Breast Cancer Awareness Month may be over, the work of the Sister Breast Cancer Support Group continues year-round. On Monday, they received a $1,200 donation from a surprising source, a 10-year-old boy, Nathan Aline, who founded his own initiative, Nate the Great Helping Hands. The 5th grade honor roll student at Queens College shares the motivation behind the donation.
Well, since October was Breast Cancer Awareness Month, I decided to help and asked my family for donations to give to the Sister Breast Cancer Group. And there are many Bahamians dealing with this disease, so I wanted to help in my little way.
The Breast Cancer Support Group's secretary, Kimberly Ferguson, tells us they were moved by the donation, saying it's rare to find young people working to give back to the community.
It helps Sister a whole lot. It helps with our outreach program, which is the gift of a portacath. Anyone who has been diagnosed with cancer knows that the portacath helps with their chemotherapy. It also helps for us to purchase gripper needles. We assist our survivors with chemotherapy, radiation, PET CT scans, and a myriad of other things. So this goes a very long way in helping helping those men and women who've been diagnosed with cancer.
And finally, if you traverse the Tonique-Williams-Darling and Sir Milo Butler highways, you may have noticed a mural going up on the Sherwin-Williams Paint Building. A mural done by one of our very own cultural ambassadors and got the green light from the management of Sherwin-Williams. Our Sasha Lightbourne has that story.
Last month, Jonquel Jones was the first Bahamian to not only win a WNBA championship, but also the WNBA Finals MVP trophy as well. It was the first championship for the New York Liberty in over 2 decades. Celebrity artist Jamal Roll decided he would create a 30-foot mural in celebration of the Grand Bahamians' achievements, something never done before in the country.
I reached out to Sherwin-Williams and came to them with the idea, and as a great corporate citizen, they agreed to partner with me in making this happen. A public space portrait of this magnitude hasn't been done in the Bahamas, and it's great to be the first to do this, and hopefully this is not the last.
He also spoke about the process.
It's very meticulous. The texture of the wall is 3 different textures. And the paint on a corrugated tin, on a wall that's semi-smooth, and a wall that's really rough.
And as for how he decided on the colors he used, the UNESCO ambassador said,
I just wanted to focus on the striking black and white classic portrait and contrasted with the Liberty Seafoam green.
Sherwin-Williams General Manager Rito Giovanoli says it was a no-brainer once Jamal called.
He said, hey, you know what? We have a winner. We need to celebrate her. We need to do what we can. And he knew we had a great canvas on the back here. And I said yes right away. And so he committed his labor, and we committed all the paint to it.
Now, government has planned a motorcade celebration for JJ and Grand Bahama this Saturday, while the one for New Providence is scheduled for Monday, November 18th. Reporting for our news, I'm Sasha Lightbourne.
Thanks for that, Sasha. Well, before we leave you tonight, one lucky Our News viewer will ride into the new year with a new vehicle, thanks to the Ride Easy with Our News promotion. We've teamed up with Easy Car Sales to put one lucky winner in an all-electric BYD 2024 Yuan Pro SUV. Just visit ournews.bs, click the Ride Easy with Our News banner, answer the latest question correctly, and you're entered to win. And remember, tune into Our News Weekly to catch each installment featuring Generation E for clues. Good luck! Well, on behalf of the entire team, thank you for joining us for Our News tonight. I'm Marlena Leonard. Have a great evening, and we'll see you tomorrow night.
Hi, and thank you for watching. I'm Italia Hall. Be sure and hit that like and subscribe button if you want to see more content like this. Click right over here. And don't forget to turn on your notifications to see more content from the team you already trust.